All right, so we have our 1960 three-speed transmission with a new cluster gear going in right now. I figured I'd make a little quick video highlighting some of the things about going in. So here's a schematic. You see here, this is the cluster. So you have the thrust washer, a copper rolled plate that goes against the side of the transmission. You'll feel these flat washers. You'll feel there's a smooth side and a hard side. Put the smooth side contacting your roller bearings. Now for this Ford Fairlane with a straight 6 behind it, I had I had 25 needle bearings in there. They're 1/8 of an inch by 7/8 in length, which was tough because all the other bearings I could find online were 3/4 of an inch, and I was missing one, so I put one in. I was a little short. So there's also this spacer here and this. So when you're going to put it in, it's the same thing on the other side. When you're going to put it in, you need a dummy counter shaft. Now don't go online and buy some fancy or an original shaft and cut it to length. Just get a steel piece of plumbing pipe, this black pipe here from Home Depot. Just cut it to length. You'll see it here. We're putting a new cluster in, so we'll go ahead and here's the old one. I'll set it aside. This one's been packed with the needle bearings and or the roller bearings or whatever. It fits in. This is a very tight fit, just like this, and then it goes in. Ooh, I gotta worry about that. All right, so then it's a big struggle trying to get it in just right. Take your time with it. Don't jam it. Use some grease to pack the thrust washer up against the wall so it'll stick on there. And also what I did is I got another piece of black pipe and I put it in this hole so that the thrust washer could rest against it, as well as the reel shaft was protruding a little bit to hold the thrust washer while I pushed the new cluster on. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue driving. You see here, this piece here obviously needs to go into that groove. You can see, you can see here. So I just lined it up and I'll drive it in there with a wooden mallet. You'll see that in a second. Here we go. You can see here the yellow paint identifying this transmission. 0A3H or O, I don't know, one of those two. It's crazy that paint's still there, but thank goodness it is, because it's the only way to identify this transmission. I was able to find these gears on eBay. So let me put it in my mouth and let's see. Now you see when I'm holding this so that it doesn't just, and then all the needle bearings fall off of it. I'm trying to slowly drive it in. I can't even see the damn thing while I'm hammering it. Alright, so I gotta give it a little bit of a twist so that it goes into the groove. This thing is about ready to come out. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Okay. I don't think the new shaft is gonna slide out, so we can go ahead and stand it up. And let's see, we'll go ahead and give it a little twist. How you doing, buddy? Where are you? Alright, let's see here. Alright, it's just got to go over a little bit more. I need to be gentle with it. Alright, how's that? You got a little heel here, and we'll see. It needs to turn more before it goes in. Little details. Try not to scratch it, of course. Let's see. It needs to go over a little bit more. Alright, how's that? That's good. Alright, so finisher. How is it? How you doing? More. Let's check it out on the other side just to make sure everybody's happy over here. Yep. It's just we got a little bit of friction to overcome, I guess. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and finish driving that in with the rotary mallet when I have two hands. Let me show you here packing the needles in real quick. So, we have our cluster. Let's pretend like we're going to stack it up with some bearings. So, you get your red and tacky grease. You know, you can shove... where's my dummy shaft? Here's my dummy shaft. Right there. So make sure it's clean before you put it in your transmission. You don't want all little metal shavings even inside the tube. You know, I ran some water and stuff like that through it. So have it stick halfway out. You pack it with grease. Now remember, you're going to have your spacer in there already. So it's going to be somewhat level, not just dropped down like that. But you get the idea from me showing you here. So you have grease all along here. Let me throw a little bit of grease on it so it holds it, just so I can show you. So get some of that red and tacky on. And you got your needle bearings, so we'll have it halfway. Now, as I said earlier, there were 25 of them on one side, and there was one missing on the other side, so there were 24 on that side. Who knows how long we've been driving around missing a needle bearing. I don't know, maybe they didn't put it in the factory, maybe somebody else replaced the gears before me, and Lord knows how long that was. Hopefully they got some good use out of it, and we'll get some good use out of this one as well. You know, it's not synchronized first and reverse, so you have to make sure the clutch is in all the way and the car is not in motion when you're going into gears first and reverse. So this is just me showing how this goes together. You know, when you have the spacer and the washer and all that on the other side, it helps keep the bearings from going in too far. However, yeah, whatever. Let's just finish. They're sticking in my hand. How's that look? I'm missing one? I'm missing a few. So you're seeing how it's going in. You know, it would be easier. It was a lot easier when I had the washer up against it because it kept them all from rolling around as much. But once you do that side, then you push it forward so it's sticking out this way, and then you just put a little grease around this shaft and stuff the needles in there as well. This is the kit, the pack that I got on eBay. I guess this bag is a couple decades old. I don't even know what. Does it have a date on it? No, I don't see a date on it, but he says that's the original. It's got a blue oval on it, so I guess it's not that old. So yeah, any questions, feel free to give me a call, or just shoot me a message or something. I don't know. I'll be cleaning this up, slapping a new gasket on there. I should have some gasket material laying around. Here we go. This guy. Cut that up. There's a video of them doing it already online. So hopefully all my gears line up. They're all the right size as they were advertised. We got this pretty much in. And so we can see if the reverse gear lines up. You can see this gear is a little chewed up. I might try welding new teeth on the tip of this. See if we can get more life out of these old gears that are not made anymore. So this one will go in here. I should probably drive this shaft out all the way and then run it back through. There was no retainy little pin thing on it. You know what? Let's do that now. Here's some metal thing I had laying around. Yep, that's all. How you come? I don't like that. Yeah, it's moving. It's moving. Alright. I can't even see the damn thing when I'm hitting it with the hammer because I got the damn phone in my mouth. So, I wonder if this protruded back in the day. Maybe it did. That would be a pain, having to drive it out like that as opposed to just driving it straight in. Hopefully I'm not doing this too many times. Let me just clean some. There's some grit on it. Alright. That looks pretty good. So, let's see here. This goes here. Come on. Please. There's a bird. I don't feel a bird. I should have done this before I started recording. Maybe I can pause it. Alright, so it's totally crooked right now. But let's just see what happens. Alright, yeah. Keep going. More. Getting there. I can't believe these things are held in with like friction. And it doesn't just slide around. I wonder how I'm going to do this while recording. Hope I face the right way. So this gear, this reverse gear, I should probably be putting this in last. But I'm really curious to see if everything lines up the way it's supposed to. It feels like it will. That's good. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just holding this in here. Did I get it in there? Can't see it while I'm hammering it. I asked my friend to hold the camera for me tonight, but they're having trouble. They're imaginary. All right, it needs to go. I feel it. Alright. There we go. It's sticking out a little bit, but yeah, that's good. Let's see our input shaft. This is the stock input shaft. There's a couple snap rings that are a big pain in my tushy. Alright, this does not go in here like this. I am putting this in the wrong way. It needs to come in from the back side. What are we doing? Actually, maybe it does come in from the other way. Hopefully this doesn't go in first before all that other stuff. Yeah, no, I think it came in. Maybe it came in this way. Let me pause this. You know, I forgot when I did this, something came off of here because you have this. There were two clips. The other people referred to them as Jesus clips. One here and one here. You get this one first, then you got to get this one. And so, how did this... This is the input shaft bearing. And I'd have thought it would have come off from that. Alright, so I had to stop humming. And I had to get a little more forceful with it. You can see here on the input shaft how the clip goes on facing out. So what I had to do, I had to get the big old supports from the press and line those together. Still using the wooden mallet. You can see it's been hit a few times and it's moving now. So I'm taking this input shaft bearing off and then I'll put it back on once I get it all lined up in there. Alright, there we go. Right? How are we looking? Are we all good? Not really. Needs more. Alright, does it have room to go down? Or am I going to be hammering it into this? No, that's safe. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going. Let me just keep hitting it. Alright, I took it off. So, it's got a little warped. Hopefully it straightens back out. Alright. Ooh, it's dirty down there. Alright. So, this. Whatever. Alright. I like the wide angle on this phone camera thing. Ah, I didn't even need to slide it off all the way. You see here? I could have just had it off a little bit. Because now I gotta just put the darn bearing back on. Alright, so we're putting the bearing back on a little bit. Alright. And now, get past the synchro. Alright, we need more. Need the bearing a little closer. But, you know what? It looks like it's gonna line up just fine. Come on. There we go. Alright. Alright, I put it on a little more. Yeah, you see it's lining up. It's lining up pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this on that. With one hand. Now, remember, there's needle bearings and things like that I'm not putting on right now. No gaskets. I gotta throw that on all the way. Alright, so just finishing it off with a little bit of metal on metal contact. Alright, here we go. Let's see it. It's upside down. Okay, this way. This way. Okay, so we've got our sliding gear. Oh, look at that. It all moves. It's in reverse. And it can slide up and into first. Wonderful. Alright, let's see how it is with the input shaft. Now, there's going to be needle bearings in here that you're going to have to put. You're going to need to put some other stuff in here. The goodies on the floor there. As well as the clips and all that stuff. But I'm getting ready to call it a night. So I just want to see if I got the right stuff. And I think I did. Yep. Oh, that looks beautiful. At least there's not floating teeth around in the bottom of the case. Alright. That'll go on as well. Cool.